China and Russia would have been there if we didn't do this.
The U.S. carried out large-scale strikes on Venezuela.
We have an armada, a giant armada.
At 2 a.m., the lights of Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, go dark. You just woke up, get a cup of water, and it's pitch black outside. In the distance, you can slowly hear helicopters approach. They get louder and louder and seem to fly at low altitude. Suddenly, you hear weapons go up and screams in the distance. But by the time you realize what happened, it's already too late. The sitting president of Venezuela is in US custody. This is how the United States captured Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro has ruled Venezuela for over a decade. Accused by the US of narco-terrorism, drug trafficking, and corruption, he was first indicted in New York back in 2020. Washington says he turned Venezuela into a hub for cocaine shipments into the United States. Caracas says he is the country's legitimate president and that the US has no right to touch him. For years, tensions escalated, and then on the weekend of the 3rd of January 2026, it crossed a line no one expected. Just before midnight, President Trump gave the final authorization. Operation Absolute Resolve was activated. Around 150 US aircraft took off from more than 20 air bases across the Western Hemisphere. Cyber operations and airstrikes targeted Venezuelan air defenses. Explosions were reported across Caracas, at military bases, airports, and ports. Witnesses described fire, smoke, and a city suddenly thrown into chaos. According to Venezuelan officials, at least 40 people were killed in the strikes, civilians and soldiers. The US says the attack lasted less than 30 minutes. For months, US intelligence had been tracking Maduro's movements. A CIA source inside the Venezuelan government reportedly monitored his location in real time. Special forces rehearsed the extraction again and again, even building a replica of Maduro's compound. And then, at 2:01 a.m. on the 3rd of January, it was finally time. Helicopters touched down near Fuerte Tiuna, Venezuela's main military complex. Maduro attempted to reach a reinforced safe room, but he didn't make it. US forces entered the compound, took Maduro and his wife, and were airborne again within minutes. By 4:29 a.m., the extraction team was already over open water. Maduro was taken to the USS Iwo Jima, an American warship stationed in the Caribbean. From there, he was flown to Guantanamo Bay. An FBI aircraft waited on the runway. Hours later, he landed at Stewart Air National Guard Base in New York. He was transferred by helicopter to Manhattan, then driven to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. A sitting president, now a federal detainee. Maduro now faces a new indictment in the Southern District of New York. The charges include narco-terrorism and conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States. US prosecutors argue that Maduro led a criminal enterprise disguised as a government. And Maduro's response? He calls himself a prisoner of war and says he was abducted. Venezuela's government declared a state of emergency. Russia and China condemned the operation at the United Nations, and legal experts questioned whether the US violated international law by capturing a foreign head of state. Meanwhile, President Trump called the mission one of the most stunning displays of American military power in history.
We were planning on a second wave, but the first wave was so powerful and so good and so strong.
He also announced that the US would now run Venezuela until a new leader is chosen. A powerful country using military force to seize another nation's leader, outside a war and outside an extradition treaty. Supporters say it was law enforcement, but critics say it was an illegal abduction. Either way, it redraws the boundaries of global power. Whether you see Nicolas Maduro as a criminal or a president, This operation will be studied for probably decades, because once a line like this is crossed, it's very hard to draw it again. And this story is far from over. If you like the video, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. See you in the next video.